Okay everybody, so we're up here at the gym up north and we're going to do some pecs today. Get these babies pumped up. But we always start out with at least 20 minutes of cardio. Gina does rolling staircase, I'll do an elliptical or something to get less impact on my tore up legs. During that time, we're waiting kind of for our pre-workout to kick in, and we're getting our mindset on what we're going to train today. Just kind of get your mind in the game, focus on where you're going. So that time can be invested with either motivational talk, if it's music that gets you cranked, that's okay, educational video. It's really, really important. For all the time you guys are investing in getting your body right, you need to work on the mind as well. There's an old saying, exercise the mind, make strong the body. I think it was Sun Tzu. So do focus on that. Try to improve yourself in every area. So we're just going to do some abs right now because we do abs every single time we come to the gym, and the ab machine's open right now. So after this, over to the bench press. Okay, so we're going to start our pec exercises with just some nice light flat bench to get all warmed up. Get our shoulders going, pecs going. Again, keep our mind in the game, and just work towards that. So just one little side note I want to throw in here, guys. So this bench was empty for like 5 solid minutes. There was a water jug sitting next to it. Part of your gym etiquette is this: if you're not using the equipment, then you're not using it. So don't hog it up. Don't set a bunch of junk on it like if you're having a yard sale and think we're going to reserve it for you. So if you want that, you got to open your own gym, do that your own way. So anyway, back to the workout. So we're going to start just fairly light and just try to get the blood moving in there and get the shoulders warmed up. So proper form, of course, is always what I want to shoot for. So I try to go a little bit wider than my shoulders, and just basically line my thumbs up with these marks. Find a marking point on there so your hands will be, the same distance out from each other. Feet flat on the floor. Just picture in your mind what you got going on, and just a nice smooth press up. Don't worry about the weight for your warm-ups, guys. And all the way down, all the way up. Try to make every rep perfect as you can. Again, these are pretty light. We're just focusing on the warm-up. So we're going to have Gina do a set too, so you women out there can see we all have the same muscles. We may have slightly different goals, but we all need to work the same muscles. Okay, now Gina's going to do a set for you. Again, she's really focused on the proper form and pushing from the pec. I try to get my forearms out of it and every muscle out of it as much as I can other than the pec. Okay, so on this set, I'm going to go a little heavier, so I'm about half of my max working weight now. Still, we're really working on warming everything up, getting it ready for the heavier load, preventing injuries. When you have an injury, it's going to set you back a month or 2 months sometimes. So we're just really trying, especially as you age, to not have that happen. So we're going to do probably 6 or 8 reps now with this weight, and then get up and stretch it out a little bit, see how we feel, and then we'll crank it up a little more. Okay, another little trick I personally myself I do, try it if you feel safe doing it, but I do these open palms. So I do get my forearms completely out of it and just pushing from the pec. Okay, so another thing I want to touch on, guys, is you'll see some people in here not using any collar at all. No safety collar. I think it's a horrible idea. Maybe they think they're too cool or whatever. I don't know. But the weight slides out, you get off center, boom, it's down on your chest. So use your safety collars, and if you can, if you have someone there to help you out as a spotter, when you're doing your heavier weights or close to your max, definitely use a spotter if you can get one. So this is Gina's 3rd set. So she's going to do pretty much her max reps right now, her max weight. And this is just a good psychological boost for her. And you want to do this before you get completely tuckered out. So if you're going to do a max, make sure you got a spotter, make sure you're using your collars, and do it, after you're nice and warmed up. but not too far into it. Keep your focus, guys. So this is another thing I want to touch on with bench pressing, generally most any lifting that you're doing. So bench seems to be a big one. Everybody wants to have a big bench, big bench, big bench. So the thing for you guys is you need to lift the weight that you can handle that's going to be an effective muscle builder for you. So if the guy next to you has 315 or 425 on there, and he's got his buddies doing a lift off and everybody's helping him and he's arching his back in all these crazy ways, or if he's doing it perfectly, that doesn't matter. You need to work with the weight that you are using that works for you. You know, I worked in, you know, I was training in Southern California, you know, all the Gold's Gym and all those places. And some of the biggest guys used to say to me, hey Johnny, do you want to lift 500 pounds or do you want to look like you can lift 500 pounds? Well, I looked at the guys lifting 500 pounds and I knew damn good well I didn't want to look like them. So again, focus on doing the workout properly with a weight that you can handle for 8 to 10 reps, and just get a super good pump. We're going to hit the muscle from a lot of different angles, and that's what's going to give you the super nice build that you're looking for. Okay, so now we're going to move over here to a flat bench, and we're going to do some dumbbell exercises. So I'm going to start out with some really light pec flies. So the reason I'm going light is because we're switching it up, new exercise, and I actually, the last couple weeks I really tore something in here, so I'm recovering from that. So I'm going to see how it feels. We'll do some of these, maybe some presses, then we'll go over and do some flies on a machine as well. But these guys are super good for getting the shape and getting your cuts right down in here. These will really chisel you out if you do them properly. Again, don't worry about the weight, just worry about doing them properly. And again, I try to keep my thumbs out of it. I'm not saying you should, but when you get to the point that you can, go ahead and do that, and it'll put more stress on the pec and less on your forearm. If you guys are new to this, we'll just show you how to get into position to do the proper dumbbell flies. So get the weight that you think you can handle. Maybe go a little lighter than what you're thinking at the beginning. And just what I do is just get both of them, put them up on the knees, and I scoot my butt towards the end of the bench. Get all ready. I'm thinking in my mind what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to roll back with the weight. So here we go. Now I'm totally in position, ready to roll. So I'll press them up the first time, and turn them. Make sure my feet are planted nicely, and open it up. Get a good stretch when you open it. And then when we go to put them back, I'll go ahead and end it a little early. So I usually just sit forward, my knees, the way right on my knees, and I'm good to go. And I can set them right there and right there. It's nice and safe that way. So if you do try to set them down when you're out here, you can hyperextend and really hurt yourself. So if nothing else, just get them here and then have somebody help you, or just get them off of you. But don't try to open it up like this if they're too heavy, or you're going to tear something. Okay, so on this set, guys, we're going to do our flies just like always. So when we get to where we're pretty much out of gas, we're going to switch over and do some presses with the same weight. Just kind of go into failure as a finishing exercise with the dumbbells today. Okay, then just transition to your presses. Now again, I can't go completely horizontal with these. I go about to 45 and bring them down nice and deep all the way up. Now again, this would be too light if you just started with presses, but since you fried your pecs with the flies beforehand, that's a great finisher. Okay, so this is a really good finisher for your pec. This one's called the pec deck a lot of times, or rear deltoid machine, or something like that. So for this, I want to always be able to open it up enough, just a little past a 90 with my shoulder. So I'll set this one, I'll set on number 2 with the pin. And this, you can see what I'm trying to show you guys here is, if I was to let it go all the way back, it would go past by 90, which I'm not going to go with that with every movement, but I don't want to cut myself short either. So if I have it set right at 90, that's where I'm at. So we're not going to do that. So then set both of them the same. This is not a strength exercise, so I'm not going to crank the weight up to as much as I possibly can do and risk tearing my shoulders out. Now the seat height, usually I'll go between two different positions. So usually I'll start with hands right about even with the nipple line, and then I'll either go down one or up one and just try to hit them from a slightly different angle. So for this, we're going to do them one-handed at a time. So usually I grab the bar with two hands and kind of walk it across all the way. That way when I sit down, see, I'm not putting my shoulder under a bunch of stress right away. So I'm going to hold on underneath here. You may not see this done normally at the gym. And I want to open it up. See, now I'm not hitting the stop, which is why I was telling you to don't put it to where it stops at 90. So now I'm getting a good stretch. Now just squeezing it all the way across. So if I had both of them together, I would only be able to come here, and then the two handles would be hitting each other. But with this, I can go all the way and get more of a contraction. And I'm trying to keep my rear delt as much as I can on the machine, or my scapula. It does come off a little bit, but I'm trying not to bring it up much. And just get a full contraction all the way across. And it feels amazing, guys. Then we'll switch to the other side. So remember, this part's important. It's the two-handed reach across, so you're pulling it over so you're not tearing your shoulder out. Hold on underneath. Open it up. Good stretch. And squeeze it shut all the way across in front of you. As far as I can go while keeping the scapula on the backrest here. Again, you may not see this done very often, but we all have better pecs than everyone else, so that's what matters. Okay, so Gina's giving you the female version. Same thing as far as the positioning and squeezing it all the way across in front of you. Focusing on the pec. Alright, I'm going to drop the seat down one click so it's about an inch. That'll hit my pec at a slightly different angle. Now again, this is good for the core totally, because you're trying to keep your chest up as you're doing this, and you're contracting all your abs, focusing on the movement, the quality of the movement, all the way across. And again, the seat position's hitting the pec a little differently now. And it feels great. Just crank them out, guys. Focus on what your goal is. So that should give you a pretty good basics for an intermediate pec workout. Then you're going to want to finish it up with your high quality push-ups. You refer to our 2 push-up videos, get the proper form, but I'd shoot for your 50. We still do 50 a day no matter what. So however you have to break them up into sets of 10 or 5, whatever, get your 50. This will be your finisher. So in summary, get yourself to the gym, get your cardio going at least 20 minutes, get your mind into the game, focus on whatever muscle group you're training that day, get you some abs going. Every time you come to the gym, hit some abs. Then you're going to want to do 3 to 4 sets of each of the exercises we covered. So 8 to 10 reps for each one. If you can do more, add a little more weight. But you want to always get a really good warm up and crank them out, guys. And when you think you've done enough, maybe do a couple more. Focus on the goal, focus on the future. Don't make any excuses or any bullshit, and just crank it out, guys. And come back and see us again. Like and subscribe, and comment like crazy. We want to hear what you've got to say. Thanks, guys.